So now that the E36 is over at Savage Speed Garage doing all the fabrication, time to put a little bit of work back into the M235 to get it ready for the upcoming season. So I'm doing plugs, which they definitely needed it, DINAN bump stops, M3 lower control arms, and Dinan Springs to lower the car a little bit and to stiffen up the suspension to help me a little bit more on the track. Dinan Springs, instead of doing a full coilover suspension setup, because on these cars it's very expensive to actually get the proper coilover setup to work with the adjustable suspension that it comes with. So if I was to get KW Club Sports, it'd probably be $4,000, and I just don't think that's worth it for track performance. Not that I'm the best driver in the world, especially because I'm not the best driver in the world. Just drive better and your car will be faster around the track. I am not a professional race car driver. I just love to do it. And more than anything else, seat time is the best time. So getting out there and actually driving and racing is going to be the best way to become faster. However, I'm still on stock suspension. I've had 2 seasons in this car on stock suspension. So if I want to drop my times a little bit, I'm going to have to upgrade them. So that being said, let's get this car ready for track day. So the most cost-effective way to improve the handling on my M235i is with Dinan Springs, M3 lower control arms with the Dinan bump stop kit. So this is the stock spring here. This is what's going to get replaced. The Dinan Springs are going to lower the car by about 1/2 inch, and it's going to make it stiffer as well. So here it is. As you can see here, the M3 lower control arm, a little bit longer. It's got a different angle to it, so definitely going to be a little bit more aggressive and help with handling. I took it out first before I took the shock out. Felt a little easier to do it that way this time. When you watch these how-to videos, they make it look like these things come out so easily. Oh, it just pulls right out. Pulls right out. No problem, just pop it out. Comes right out. It came out, but it ain't that easy. So, to replace the bump stop, you actually have to take off the assembly to the top part of the shock in the rear. Just pops off. This is kind of threaded through, but if you have an impact on, it'll work. 15 millimeter. That comes off. Then you can take the top part of the shock out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in a vise, pop it out, and then I'm going to feed the new one in. They don't tell you on the ECS Tuning website, but this is actually the front bump stop for the Dinan Springs. This is the rear. This is the old rear bump stop, and as you can see, it is a lot shorter with the new one. So I'm going to have a better spring rate, and these bump stops are a little bit more progressive to give you more mechanical grip around the turns. With the new bump stop on, just slide it over. All done. We're going to reuse the old ends for both of these. as per the instructions say. You can tell new springs are a little shorter and tighter together, so it can help the spring rate. Push this down. Pop right back. So I didn't have a spring compressor, so I took these down to Highline Motorsports and I had them switch the springs out for me. Saved me some time and having to go and get the tools, which are pretty sketchy they're pretty sketchy tools to do that. So the pros, they did it for me. So with the M3 lower control arms, they give you the headlight level sensor, but this, if you actually matched it up all the way, won't fit back up to that. So what I did was I took this off and put it on here with a bolt or a nut, and we'll press it on like that. I don't know if it's gonna be level, but I'll let you guys know if it's not. But the way that these M3 lower control arms come, it is not perfect, so you just gotta make it work. On my black wheels, you can see the NT05s. I have a solid season on them, a day at the drag strip, one track day in the rain, albeit, and probably put the most miles in the car I have ever on these tires, and they're still holding up pretty good. I might get another season out of them before I have to replace them. If you come over to the Toyo Proxy R888R, they are an R compound tire. This is one track day and maybe 300 or 400 miles in the rain. And you can see it's worn down a lot more than the NT05s, which have about 10 times the miles on them. But these things are fantastic on the track, and they just plain dead hook. Personally, I wouldn't drive the R888Rs on the street, especially if you're dailing it. You're gonna wear the tires out really quickly, and your butthole is gonna pucker up when you get stuck in the rain and you're like, oh God, I don't know what I'm doing. Because it's a little scary, it gets dicey. So save these for the track or on a really nice sunny day. That's why I have two sets of wheels, one for the street and one for the track. That even when the wheel was straightened out, the toe is off. So you just gotta undo this here and back this out, and that'll actually change the direction that your tire is pointing. I'm just gonna get it straight so I can take it to get it professionally aligned, but yeah, not that hard. Now, I am not a fan of the camber gang, boys, but if it's for the purposes of going faster around the track, I will sacrifice. Looks pretty good. Pretty close to poking. But less wheel gap, I know. Much better. Here, doesn't stick out as much. But. So you guys will never believe this, but as I go to get the car aligned, I start rubbing. Those wheels rub after I did all that work to it, which sucks. So I'm actually taking my stock wheels to get the R888s put on those for the track day, and I'm gonna have to get rid of the VMR V710s. So those are 18 by 8.5 with an ET of 35. If you're thinking about putting those on your M235, they worked great, tracked it great, stock ride height. As soon as you drop them, it rubbed, and I really don't want to risk rolling the fenders and having some problems with that down the road. So doing that right now. Not happy about it, but it is what it is. So hopefully my track day is going to work out great. Hopefully I get great weather. I want to set a new personal best, and I'll make sure that you guys see that as well. So thank you guys very much for watching. I look forward to making the next video for you, and I'll catch you in the next one.